Hello, friends. Welcome to Stacking the Box. Myself, Ian MacMillan, Sterling Holmes once again. Breaking news. This actually happened yesterday, but story of the day in the football world, Sterling. The World Under-20 Championships yesterday, Canada beat Brazil 110-0. Thoughts on that?
What sport? What sport?
Football. This is a football show. We're talking football. Canada is an elite international powerhouse. We beat Brazil 110-0.
Yeah, they're like, that's impressive.
It's hard to score that many points in a game, to be honest.
They probably used, American players to help them get there, but good for Canada.
No, it's no American players. What are you talking about? I want to see how. I bet you the States didn't beat Brazil 110-0.
Well, because they know what it's like to just let up because they don't think Brazil's going to come back. And once you scored 14, America would know, hey, that's probably silly. We probably shouldn't do that.
I just looked this up. Canada's looking to three-peat. So how about that? We are international, the best team in the world in football, under 20.
Okay, what's Canada's football team versus Brazil? I'm trying to look up their players. Okay. Oh, that's soccer. I typed in football.
You got to do American football. International Federation of American Football.
What even is that, dude? That's not football.
It's American football. That's what it's called.
Who is... I don't know the players, man. I'm sorry.
Well, of course you wouldn't know the players. They're 19 years old.
I'm saying I can't even look it up. It's too difficult. Wow, you're teaching 19-year-olds to just keep going? Well, seriously, Ian?
Brazil.
That's so un-Canada-like. What is with this new generation of Canadians? The Canadians I know would have scored one touchdown and apologized for winning. That's the Canada I know.
Brazil's got to learn to hang with the best. Canada might have two teams in this tournament by the looks of it, actually. That's how good we are. That's how dominant Canada is. USA played Panama yesterday. I wonder what the final score of that is. This is what we're talking about, though, folks, because we are in officially the dog days of the summer.
Come on. We all know that the Stanley Cup is staying in the States.
No.
Staying in the States. USA.
The actual biggest news of the football world the past couple of weeks is Trevor Lawrence signed a big contract, which is actually going to be the top story of the day. But before we get into that top story, guess what, football fans? DraftKings is here with a special offer for new users in a few lucky states. Get up to $300 in bonus bets if you live in Iowa, Illinois, Louisiana, Michigan, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Vermont, or Wyoming when you sign up using our code STB. New users in these select states can make a first bet of $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, a $10 first bet to get $200 in bonus bets, or a $50 first bet to get $300 in bonus bets. If you don't live in one of these states, no worries. We still got you covered with $150 in bonus bets using our code STB. The best part is that you will receive your rewards instantly after placing your first bet, even if you lose. Using our code STB not only grants you your bonus bets, but it also directly supports our podcast. If you've been considering signing up for DraftKings, make sure to use the code STB to maximize your first bets. This offer is only available to new customers who are 21 plus and physically present in legal gambling states. Please remember to always gamble responsibly. Check the episode description for the full terms of the offer to see if you qualify. So, I don't think...
Looks like I'm moving to Wyoming and throwing some bets down now. What a deal.
There you go.
What a deal.
I don't think you can bet on the Under-20 International Federation of American Football tournament that's going on right now, but you can bet on the Edmonton Oilers to win the Stanley Cup and complete the greatest comeback in sports history.
Oh, it's going to be so glorious when the Florida Panthers, a team in Florida, destroys your precious ice hockey of Canada. Just a middle finger of, hey, we'll let you come back. You know what? We're going to let you come back. Let you come back. Before the United States of America says, so long, Canada, we took over hockey too. Next is curling.
I found some highlights for USA against Panama yesterday. USA won, it looks like 86-12.
Respectful. They respectfully won that.
They let Panama score 12 points? How embarrassing.
Respectfully let them score 12.
So I'm sure Canada and U.S. are on a collision course at some point this tournament. We'll see how that goes. You'll get all your updates here on Stacking the Box.
Well, they had to let them score 12 so they could have use of the canal. It was 10 or more, and they get use of the canal. Less than if they didn't give up 10 points at least, they weren't going to let them use the canal.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what the deal was.
Yeah, pretty solid deal, to be honest. I'll let you take over this next topic because this was actually. I mean, let's talk about Trevor Lawrence for a second because he is now, when it comes to dollars paid per year, he's tied with Joe Burrow for the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes has a larger overall contract because he has more years on it. But when we're talking about dollars per year, it is Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. What do you think about that? Because we are noted. I don't want to say Trevor Lawrence hater podcast here, but we're a Trevor Lawrence maybe non-believer, might be a truther, a Trevor Lawrence Trevor truther.
Yeah, we're Trevor truthers over here. Trevor Lawrence is an above-average quarterback. He's a solid quarterback. He's also the most overrated quarterback in football, and this proves the point. It screams of desperation from the Jacksonville Jaguars. This screams they are scared of trying to find a new quarterback. And quite frankly, I don't know if I blame them. This is not obviously like a Daniel Jones type situation where everyone thinks it's stupid, but teams are scared of going into QB purgatory.
Yes.
Will the Jags ever win a Super Bowl with Trevor Lawrence? 99% of me says no, but there's always going to be that 1% with him, right? If all of a sudden they have to go back and find another quarterback in the draft, let him go up 4 years and then another contract and see what you have. Yeah. We all know in today's NFL, the best chance of winning a Super Bowl is a quarterback on a rookie deal. Look at the list of the past, decade or so. One of the only ones was Mahomes and like Matt Stafford, right? I'm trying to think of the top of my head right now. Tom Brady, but that wasn't a crazy deal in Tampa Bay. I'm just trying to go through off the top of my head. Key is you have to have an elite quarterback. Or maybe the stat I was not Mahomes or Brady because that was kind of cherry picking because those two we all know are the most elite game-changing quarterbacks in the game, right? If you have those two guys, you always give them the amount of money. Even Joe Burrow, you have question marks. Like, can he perform as a $55 million a year quarterback? That's a damn lot of money, right? I think you make that move every single time. You don't try and find another quarterback. But again, we know in today's NFL, a quarterback on a rookie deal is the best chance of winning a Super Bowl. And when you have a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence, who's not necessarily a massive needle mover, are you better off? Are you better off trying to find that rookie quarterback? The issue is if you're Jacksonville, you're not drafting top 5. You're definitely not drafting 1-1. The Blake Bortles is going to be some pushback, obviously. Well, they made it to as far as they did with Blake Bortles. Yeah, but everything had to go right because they were paying the defensive players. They were paying everyone else. It's just so hard when you're paying that much money, that much of your cap space is tied up in a quarterback who is simply above average. You're seeing the Cowboys have the issues with Dak Prescott, how much money is getting paid to Dak, and you're having to make decisions of which offensive lineman can we keep? How can we keep the defense going? Which wide receiver will we have to eventually let walk? The Texans are going all in because they have quarterbacks on a rookie contract. The Vikings could go all in if they wanted to because they have J.J. McCarthy on a rookie contract. You saw what Josh Allen is going to have to work with this year with the Bills, with him no longer on a rookie deal. Lost Stephon Diggs, lost Gabe Davis. Look at what Joe Burrow is having to go through. Lost Tyler Boyd, probably only has T. Higgins one more year. Trey Hendrickson not enthused over there. I mean, if you're the Jags, I think this is a perfect example of teams being desperate and scared to lose an above-average quarterback instead of trying to build a team around a quarterback on a rookie deal.
Yeah, and I think I've said this about Trevor Lawrence on the show in the past, but he's such an interesting situation, and it is kind of difficult for which route the Jaguars wanted to go with because we have seen how high of a ceiling Trevor Lawrence does have. When he's had performances where he looks elite, or at least halves of football games where he looks elite, but he just doesn't play that level enough. He plays that level like 3 games a year, and so far the rest of the games, not only sometimes it's just average, sometimes it's bad. So it's a lot of money to pay for a guy that you're not 100% sure if he's going to be the guy moving forward. I don't think he is.
No, again, it's tough. You're paying for above average quarterback play, so you're stuck in mediocrity. You're stuck going 10-7. You're stuck going 9-8. At best, you're probably going 11-6. Unless you get all the pieces around him, unless you hit on every other piece around him on rookie contracts, it's going to be tough, man. I just don't. If he was drafted in the third round, I think people would view Trevor Lawrence a lot differently. But because he was drafted 1-1 and because he was great in college and coming out of high school, everyone thinks that he has to be an absolute stud when the reality is he has not been that in the NFL.
Is this the state of quarterbacks right now in the NFL where, like, if they're good after the rookie contract, they're just going to be the highest paid quarterback? Like, is that just is there a world where the Jaguars would have paid him less? Or it's just when a guy's done his rookie contract, his next one's going to make him the highest paid quarterback. Because if they just paid him not to the level that he's getting paid of Joe Burrow, what was the numbers here? 5-year, $275 million contract extension, 142 fully guaranteed. Like, I would have been fine with a contract less than that. But is it just kind of, this is the way the quarterback contracts work? You have your rookie deal, and as soon as you're done that, it's either, hey, we're going to cut him or release him or let him move on or sign him to the biggest contract in the NFL? Yeah, is there a middle ground at all or no?
You think there would be, but even those middle ground guys, Geno Smith, look at the contract he got. Look at what Baker Mayfield got. It's just what quarterbacks get. It's silly. It's absurd, but that's just the way the NFL goes with the importance of quarterbacks. Some teams going to small ball it. The 49ers kind of have, right? They've built around and then just get I'm not saying Brock Purdy's a bad quarterback, but Brock Purdy is not going to come close to this amount of money. If he wants that amount of money, I think that San Francisco would tell him to kick rocks. I personally do. I think they'd trade him. They'd let him walk. They won't pay Brock Purdy that amount of money because they go, we can do it with almost anyone. They got there with Jimmy G. They got closer with Brock Purdy. I know you're shaking your head right now, but I'll say it right now. They ain't paying Brock Purdy $55 million a year. I'm telling you that. I don't think it should be a hot take, but apparently it is for Ian. They're not paying Brock Purdy $55 million a year. We can come back to this. I'm saying on June 24th. They're not doing it.
Who would you rather pay $55 million a year right now, Trevor Lawrence or Brock Purdy?
Neither. Neither. I can't even fathom that. I would say neither. I would say neither. I wouldn't even touch that with either guy. It's a situation where, is Trevor Lawrence even a top 10 quarterback? I don't think he is. In a given year, I know the age is going to be a factor, but like if you're saying in a single season, who would you rather have, Trevor Lawrence or Dak Prescott? I'm leaning Dak. Trevor Lawrence or Kirk Cousins in a single year. Again, not career because we know the age and all that stuff. I'm probably going Kirk Cousins. In a single year, am I taking Jared Goff or Trevor Lawrence? I'm going Jared Goff, I think. And I'm not. That's not even the elite guys. We're not even talking Lamar, Josh, or Joe, or Patrick. C.J. Stroud. I'm taking C.J. Jordan Love. I'm probably going Jordan Love. I would like to see one more year of him starting before I actually made the decision completely. But like my point is, you're paying $55 million a year for what? Top 15 at best quarterback in the NFL. That's wild, man.
I didn't want to turn this into a Brock Purdy conversation, but I just wanted to look up his contract and see when it's over. Because obviously he was the last pick in the draft, but it was just kind of crazy that a legitimate MVP candidate last year was making $889,000, and this coming year is only making $1 million.
Sure, but we also know how San Fran's built. They wouldn't be able to keep Bosa. They wouldn't be able to keep Kittle. They wouldn't be able to keep, obviously, they're already having issues with Ayuk and Deebo Samuel trying to keep both those guys, right? You would be able to keep Christian McCaffrey. Imagine how much money you're saving because he's getting paid $1 million. That's $54 million they can spend on other players. That's $54 million they can spend on Bosa and Trent Williams.
I know. That's a massive advantage. If that's just what every team needs to just find an MVP level quarterback in the 7th round, and they'll all be lost. No,
that's not my point.
I'm not saying that's your point. I'm just saying they're in a really what a dream spot for a team to be in right now.
Well, that's why Seattle was so good when they had Russell Wilson on a rookie contract.
Yeah.
That's why they won the Super Bowl then, because he was on a rookie contract. You can pay for everyone else. I mean,
he was still getting paid more than Brock Purdy was as the last pick in the draft.
a hot take, but the easiest window of winning a Super Bowl is a quarterback on a rookie deal. It's almost why the Packers with Jordan Love, I don't think they blew it necessarily, but they made it a lot harder on themselves when you draft Jordan Love and you only get basically 1 year of him on a rookie contract, maybe 2. Like, I got to look up the actual numbers, but you're making it harder on yourself. That's why I think what the Texans are doing is perfect. It's why the Chiefs were really good with Mahomes on a rookie deal, because they were able to have Tyreek, Chris Jones, Tyrann Mathieu, Kelce, all those guys. Well, you had to eventually say, hey, Tyreek, we can't keep you. We're choosing you or Chris Jones. We're going to choose Chris Jones. The difference is Mahomes is a difference maker. He's an elevator. I don't think this is breaking news by any means, but I just feel very strongly about this.
Moving on to what actually probably was, I mean, I thought the biggest news in the football world the past 2 weeks was the Trevor Lawrence extension, but maybe it was that Kelce was at Taylor Swift's concert. As a Chiefs fan, I'll let you take that one.
It's cool. I don't have strong thoughts on this. I've said time and time again, I think she's cool. I think Travis Kelce's cool. I think they're a good couple.
Are you ready for another year of Taylor Swift in your face as a Chiefs fan every single week?
She's not doing it on purpose. Like, that's my whole
I'm
thing.
not saying she is, but it's
when people
gonna happen.
When people rip on Taylor, I'm like, what's she supposed to do? Just not go to games? She's supporting. It's not her fault that cameras go to her. Like,
never said it was.
I'm not saying you are saying that, but that's
right.
My thought process. When people say that, I'm like, okay, what is she supposed to do? She's not saying pick me. No, she's just there, having a good time, hanging out, supporting her boyfriend. My thing is, I don't really care about. I don't care a ton about people's spouse. Like, that's their personal life. If they want to be open about it and talk about it, cool. I don't think Travis loves. I don't think Taylor loves, like, they do every once in a while. They'll talk about it. They'll do something like this, which is fun. It's cool, but it's their personal life. They can do what they want. They're adults, Yeah, it was fun. And now Travis Kelce has played with both Saunders brothers. Colin Saunders on the Chiefs, and Colin Saunders' brother is a dancer for Taylor Swift. And now he's done both. He's played with both Saunders brothers.
There you go. Fun fact. I wish them well. Yeah.
I wish them well as well.
It seems like on a weekly basis we're getting new uniforms pop up. We've seen the all white's going to be a trend. Ravens revealed a new uniform with a third logo as well. I'm curious if we have a picture of it we can bring up, but it's all purple. Have you seen these? I
have not seen the all purples. Is it like the purple people eaters? Is that what we're going with now? Are they the off brand purple people eaters?
Well, it's kind of. But I mean, it's Ravens purple, so it's not exactly quite the same. No,
it would be different.
Richard, are we able to bring up a picture or no? I know I'm kind of throwing this at you here, but Sterling, maybe you can just look it up. Just so
I'm looking it up. Yeah, kind of looks like the Color Rush.
It is kind of like Color Rush.
Yeah, doesn't move the needle for me. Not something I'm thrilled about. I don't hate it, but I'm not thrilled about it. I feel like
it's better than all black. It's better than all black because we talked about this last episode. The all black, it had its day. We got to leave that back behind us.
It's like the powder blue in baseball. It's the same thing. NBA teams did it in the early 2000s. Major League Baseball kind of did in the early 2000s too. I don't know why all of a sudden it's cool again.
And I think I should correct myself. It's not an all purple uniform. They're wearing their normal purple uniforms. Their helmet. It's a new helmet that is all purple with a different logo on it.
Okay, I was saying they've totally rocked all purple before, but
yes,
sure, it's fine. Purple and gold is always going to be a good mix.
Yeah, there you go. And then last thing, T. Higgins. We've talked about T. Higgins in the past, whether or not he was going to hold out. He did sign the franchise tag for the 1-year contract. There's rumors. His mom was on Twitter saying that the full contract extension is coming soon. Quote, my son deserves it, and it's coming. God's timing, sir. God's timing. So that's straight from T. Higgins' mom, which is, I guess, just crazy to me, the modern age, that just athletes' moms just chime in on discourse on Twitter. But any thoughts on T. Higgins? You've had some thoughts with that whole situation in the past with players getting paid on the Bengals, and it goes back to the Joe Burrow contract having a role in that too.
I would be shocked if they pay both T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
shocked. If they do, that defense is going to look bad. That offensive line will then eventually look bad. I think T. Higgins gets paid. I don't think it's in Cincinnati because I think they're going to value Jamar Chase just that much more. I think T. Higgins is a good player. I think he's a great wide receiver too. I don't value him as a wide receiver one personally. I think he's a phenomenal wide receiver too. Yeah, that's my thought. The Bengals are basically saying they're going all in. This is their last chance to try and take down the Chiefs in the Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar era because I don't think they're keeping all three. This would be their best chance, obviously, with Trey Hendrickson and the defense they have. Yeah, man, I would have probably traded T. Higgins personally to see what you could get. Maybe I'm off base and you couldn't get very much back. Obviously, I think they would have tried to do something along those lines, but it's just the market, man. As good of a player as you can be, if you're in the final year of a contract and you have to turn around and give a massive amount of money to that guy, that team is not going to get much back in return, as we saw with even the Chiefs. I mean, they got stuff back, obviously, for Tyreek, but it wasn't Jamal Adams, 2 first-rounders, right? Like, no. You're not getting that. If you have to turn around and pay a guy, you're paying debit and credit now. Good luck.
We're going to wrap up the show. We've been doing tier rankings. This is the one that we're going to do today is going to be the most controversial. We're going to have a lot of people mad at us, I can envision, by the end of the show. But it's got to be done. Dog days of summer. Might be the most dog days summer week of all year is this year. So we are going to tier rank fan bases. We did jerseys last time. We've done quarterbacks. We've done receivers. This might be the last tier ranking system the list that we're going to do this offseason. We're coming after the fans. We're telling you fans which ones are great fan bases and which ones got to work on it. And I'm sure we're definitely going to have some disagreements this time around.
So we got best fans, good fans, average fans, trash fans, and if it was trash cans, I would say Astros, and then non-existent. All right.
Yes. All right. So we start with one of the most interesting fan bases to talk about right off the top, the Dallas Cowboys, who I guess there's different ways that we can define what a good fan is. Because Cowboys but they have the most fans of the entire NFL. There's Cowboys fans in every single city. Does that make them a good fan base?
Makes them bandwagon.
Or does the fact that they're like delusional and like trashy, does that make them a bad fan base? I watched, I was actually at a Giants Cowboys game this past year, opening night. I saw a Cowboys fan randomly sucker punch a Giants fan.
Yeah, I would go trash personally. Sorry,
Trash.
Cowboys fans. I think you're bandwagon fans, you're Yankees fans, you're Alabama football, which now you're all of a sudden Georgia football. Shocker. You're Lakers fans. You just, I'm sorry. You're for all the diehards that are legit Dallas fans that live in Dallas and grew up with there. I feel bad for you. I feel bad for those type of people because those are good fans who've had to sit through trash year after year. I'm not talking about those fans. I'm talking about the Lakers, Yankees, Alabama football, now Georgia football fans that drive me insane. We all know them. We know them very well. Those are the ones I'm talking about, and that just so happens to be a very large percentage of the Cowboys fan base. They drown out the good. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to put you trash fans solely because I saw the only Cowboys fan I saw at the game sucker punch a Giants fan for no reason. So, yeah, trash fans. Speaking of Giants fans up next. I have a beef with New York sports fans, specifically Giants fans that I've been seeing on social media a lot this offseason. And it's that they're talking about themselves like they're a tortured fan base, like they've never won anything. You have 2 Super Bowls in the past 20 years, and they're going around acting like they've never won anything. Oh, poor me, I'm a Giants fan. Oh, boo-hoo. You had 2 Super Bowls in my lifetime. You're not nearly as tortured as you're acting like you are. Sure, you have Daniel Jones to a massive contract. That sucks, but who cares? Go watch your documentaries of the 2 Super Bowl wins. How about that?
I think they're average. I think they're average fans. I don't have an issue really with Giants fans.
Yeah, I'll go average.
I'll go average. Now, the other fans in New York, Jets, I think are good.
Now that's a tortured fan base. Jets fans can complain. Giants fans, you can't complain. You have to wait. Yeah, there needs to be 30 years between Super Bowls before you're allowed to complain.
Yeah, Jets fans, they've gone through nonsense year after year. They had the butt fumble, and they're still out there. I know there's a lot of back and forth with Fireman Ed, obviously. But overall, the Jets fans I know, they're still Jets fans. You know, if they're the Jets-Mets combo, I feel so bad for those. Jets, Mets, and Knicks, that's just brutal. I think Jets are good fans because they still show out. So I'll go.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Saints, trash.
Oh, no. I think Saints are one of the best fan bases in football. Stop that. Don't be biased, dog. Don't be biased.
What makes them such a good fan base then?
Dude, they always show out. They're loud. They're passionate. They're always seemingly nice. I think the Saints are a really good fan base. I thought they were going to be in the top tier. If you're going to force me to put them one tier down, I'll listen. But dude, I think they're in one of the top tiers of fan bases personally.
All right.
You know,
we'll see.
Too.
No, we'll see. That's fine.
Good. I guess Richard's all I'm going to get from him. I think they're a great fan base.
Colts. No. Careful. Colts. I know a Colts fan.
Yeah, it's like I know a couple.
And he's not actually really that good of a fan of his team, to be completely honest. So.
And I have a lot of family from Indiana. And they're just like, we like the Colts.
It's a basketball state.
Trash. They're not trash. They're either non-existent or average. Like I don't. I feel like I never see Colts fans.
Me neither. It's a basketball state.
Yeah, they're all nice people. I have actually nothing against Colts fans. Like they're seemingly smart too, and they don't.
I think we go average.
I think average too. But yeah, I'll go average with you.
Non-existent is
like big Chargers and maybe the Titans.
Well, Rams for sure.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll go average with the Colts.
All right.
Titans are either average or non-existent. I don't know where you want to go with them. Like,
I do know Titans fans.
But when you go to Titans games, it's like half the time it's just opposing fan bases.
Yeah. I think average.
Okay.
But Tennessee and a lot of these southern states is kind of the same thing. I think kind of Atlanta is the same thing where they're kind of more college football. Like I feel like in Tennessee they care about college football more.
Okay, so Chicago, are they good or are they trash?
Oh.
Because I would have said good until all of a sudden they got Caleb Williams and now they're just insufferable.
No, I still think they're good.
Okay. They went from like okay, Bears fans, yeah, you're kind of like some lovable losers right now. And now they're like, we got Caleb Williams. We're the best fan base. We're the best team of all time. And you're like, dude, what? You ruined all that goodwill in one offseason.
Yeah, but I can accept that from a fan base that's been tortured for so long. They've never had a good quarterback in the entire history of the franchise. The fact that they can still get hyped up every single year makes them good fans.
All right. Dolphins.
I don't know. Non-existent?
Kind of non-existent. I don't.
I have zero thoughts about. I've never thought about Dolphins as a fan base, to be honest. I don't know.
Team, sure, but like players, sure. I've never thought about their fan base before. This is weird. So for that, we'll go non-existent. Chiefs best.
No, come on,
dude.
You just. I mean, first of all, you're biased, so just like I can't have a say in the Saints, you can't have a say in the Chiefs. Tell me what makes them the best, other than their team is good.
Tailgating. They've always been good. They've always shown out. They've always been loud. They have the 142.2 dog, the loudest of all time. Loudest of all time. 142.2. That in and of itself makes them the best fan base. Them in Seattle. Get Seattle up there right now.
No. Seattle's stadium is built to be louder than what the fans actually are. That's an architect. If we were power ranking architects, stadium architects, Seattle would be number one.
No, Seahawks are still good. Don't be a hater, dude.
What are you talking about? They're like a good fan base for like 3 years, and their team is good. My definition of a good fan base is when they're trash, they're still showing out.
Guess what?
And they're passionate.
Chiefs fans did.
Okay, I'll allow. This is the amount of Chiefs propaganda on the show is out of this world. I don't know how much more I can stand with it, but I mean, I guess it's carnage because I don't know who best fans would be. Well, actually, no. There's one team that has the best fans, and if the top categories for one team is not the Chiefs.
Well, the Chiefs are there. All right. Cardinals. Non-existent.
Non-existent. Who cares about the Cardinals?
Yeah, who cares? Chargers. Non-existent.
Non-existent.
Like the definition of non-existent. Falcons. Average.
I wish there was another category that was bad because trash. Can we put another category? But can we either do below average? Because Falcons fans actually suck. To be honest, their home atmosphere is terrible.
Yeah,
so I've heard. I've not been there. If I'm going to be
trash, like they're not, but they're not like the same as Cowboys. They're just like
right. So they're not trash either. I mean, credit to me for not being biased, unlike you, Sterling, who forced the Chiefs to be under best fans category.
Well, I am the alpha. I'm an alpha male.
Credit to me for being actually the true alpha thing would be to be unbiased, which I'm being. So credit to me for saying the Falcons fan base actually kind of sucks.
Well, it's because the Falcons fan base actually does suck, while the Chiefs is absolutely elite. Like this is not really a conversation here.
I actually think most Falcons fans would probably agree with me on that. We don't have we had a pump in noise back in the day and got fined for it. That's never a good sign.
Sad. Honestly, yeah, that's bad.
But I don't think we're trash. I think we're below average.
New England.
It's so hard to judge New England because when I've been alive up until the past couple of years, they've been the best team in the NFL every single year. I hate Boston fans in general, but I need to see to truly evaluate the Patriots. I need to see what these fans are going to be like these next couple of years when they suck.
I don't think they're trash. I would go almost average until we see more. They're at least average, right? Like
I'll go good. I'd go good.
Okay, we'll go good. We'll go good. They did stick around even during the when Brady left. I'll give them that. Green Bay.
They got to be
best. They're up there.
They got to be up in the best.
Yeah, they're up in the best. Yeah. They're really good.
Cheeseheads, Wisconsin. They're lovable.
Yeah.
Lambeau Leap.
Baltimore. I think good.
I think Ravens fans are good too.
Yeah, I think they're good. I'm glad we're actually on a roll here. We're on a roll like Cottonelle right now.
Yeah.
Tampa.
Average?
I'll say average. Yeah, I'll go average with you. I'll go average.
Vikings are good fans.
Vikings are good.
That's not even a tortured fan base. That's a tortured city.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good. They're good.
But they still show out. Rams non-existent. Poor St. Louis.
Seriously.
Oh, we're using an old Washington logo. Uh-oh.
Washington football team. Still a football team to me, damn it.
Trash.
I think trash.
Yeah, maybe I'm just thinking about the franchise as a whole and the stadium that's falling apart.
Yeah, but the fan base.
Yeah.
I feel like they're average.
Okay, I'll go average.
I feel like they're average.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I go average.
Broncos.
Below average.
You think below?
I think the Broncos are kind of around the Falcons fan base.
All right. I was going to go one higher, but I'm not going to. I won't push back on Bronco slander. Can't do it.
Bengals, I think, are
trash.
Stop. Okay, that's okay.
Dude, if we're 7 Super Bowls, where are the Super Bowl rings they have? The only rings they have are onion rings, dog. They are obnoxious. They are brutal. They think, Joe Burrow is the greatest quarterback. It's Joe Burrow. If you think Josh Allen's the second best quarterback, you're a hater. You're a hater. How far is Josh Allen gone? Well, how many rings does Joe Burrow have? He can open any door he wants because he ain't got no jewelry, dog. First off, can Joe Burrow finish a season? Man.
But Sterling, this is the exact same thing about the Saints, except the Saints like 15 years ago with Drew Brees. So
Saints are great. Saints are great fans.
Well, Bengals are great fans. They're a tortured.
Bengals aren't great fans.
They're a tortured franchise. They finally got a decent team. They've stuck around the entire time. They show out every year, even when they used to suck.
Yeah, but they're obnoxious.
Yeah, so are Saints fans. So good.
Boo. Steelers. Kind of want to go elite. Kind of want to.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
What are you
well,
thinking here?
But here's my issue with Steelers: that they're kind of like Cowboys light.
Yeah,
it is similar. Right. Where it's like if you like don't really know much about football and you just like want to like the popular team, it's you're a Cowboys fan or a Steelers fan.
That's a really good call. That's a really, really good call.
But they're not as trashy as Cowboys fans.
No, they're not. They're not as in your face about it. They're just like, oh yeah, I'm a Steelers fan. We like them a lot. Yeah,
I'll go good.
I'll go good. Okay, we'll go good for the Steelers. I mean, they're way better than Bengals fans, but all right. Seahawks, I think, are elite.
No, I'd so hard disagree with that. You're getting like seduced by like the noise that their stadium makes. Like that's all they have going for them is they're loud because their stadium is structurally engineered that way.
Which is smart. They have a good fan base, dude. You know they have a good fan base. I don't know why you hate the Seahawks for some reason. It's kind of weird.
I don't hate this. I like the Seahawks as a team.
All right, okay.
I just don't think they're like what makes their fan base elite? That they're loud. Why are they loud? Because their stadium's built that way.
Okay, put them where you want. Put them where you want. They're at least good, but put them where you want.
Okay, I would say average, so I think we can meet in the middle.
Okay. Texans.
I don't know. How do you judge a team that was made in 2002?
Yeah. My thought was below average, but
also I do like give credit to them for not being a Cowboys fan, like living in Texas but not being a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, there's some of that. Part of me though is like they were really successful last year, and it just felt like they weren't around. Like I
agree. No, that's a good point.
Like if you have your first good year in years, and it just felt like you're just like, eh.
Yeah, let's go below average.
Is Matt Schaub still the quarterback? Like that was kind of my thought.
Cleveland.
Well, you can go two ways.
Right.
You either go elite or you go trash. There's no in between. Kind of like the one coming up in the next, actually two. The next three are kind of going to be, I feel like, either pissing people off or one way or the other.
I mean, I just have a soft spot for fans of teams that always suck, and there's no team that's more like that than the Browns.
I'll go elite with you with the Browns. I will go elite with you.
All right. Raiders, obviously elite.
Well, that's my point. Like the Raiders, I think you could say elite or trash, and I think you're both right.
Right. I mean, Raiders are also kind of like the Cowboys.
But not quite, because they have, well, yeah. Everyone loves the Raiders colors. That's what it comes down to. The black, the silver. It's got to be the most popular or second most popular hat out there. When they were in Oakland, they were elite. They were trash, but they were elite trash.
All right, let's go trash. I want to go trash now. Because also the Raiders fans, I feel like, are the ones that were like in the parking lot, like
stabbing
jumping
people or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're like elite trash.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, elite trash. Yeah.
Take that as you will, Raiders fans. I respect you. Okay, I respect you. But like, I don't want to be caught in a parking lot with you.
Right.
And that kind of.
I don't think we don't need a separate category. Just
yeah,
keep trash.
Let's just say, yeah, we can stick with trash.
Yeah, just take the stabbings and the beating people up just one notch down, and you can earn your way back to being an elite fan base. But also being in Vegas makes it tough too, though.
And now comes the next one, which is kind of the same boat, which are Eagles fans. They're great.
Yeah, but
they're elite, but they're also kind of trash.
Right, but they'll throw a snowball at you. They're not going to stab you.
True. Yeah.
I think Eagles got to be elite.
I think elite too. In fairness to Santa, he shouldn't have been a backup Santa. It's kind of on him. Yeah.
49ers, I don't know, average.
I know Hunter's going to be pissed, but I think average for San Fran.
Their fans are not really notable to me. But I don't think the 49ers, the 49er fans, though. Watch over the 49er fans.
Which is wild because they have been so successful. They kind of could have been like, they were kind of like the Cowboys for a while, and the Cowboys kind of took over, and then it just kind of spiraled from there. You're right, the Steelers almost took over as that popular, hard-nosed football team when it could have easily gone to San Fran.
Yep. Jaguars, non-existent? Who's a Jaguars fan?
I know a few. They're very passionate because you have to be passionate for Jags. I'd go average for Jacksonville fans.
Oh, okay.
I think...
Could I sell you on a below average?
You could sell me on a below average. No. You can sell me on a below average.
Let's not think of like the elite fans and then base it off those. We're basing off of the general fan base, and I just feel like even when the Jaguars have good teams, like it's not like, ooh, you don't want to go play in Jacksonville. Like it's
good point.
It'd be nuts.
Yeah, I'll go below average with you. I'll do that.
Panthers below average.
I think below average too. Yeah.
And then these last two are very easy best fans.
Yeah, Detroit's great. Detroit's always out there. They're like the Browns almost to an extent. Bills, I think, also elite.
I mean, Bills just the tailgating, the mustard showers, the breaking. I think if we had to pick a 1-1, I'd pick Buffalo.
I think it'd be close. My point is, I think of the 6 up top, those are all clear-cut the 6. And that's why I try and tell Cincinnati fans, and I know I'm now getting labeled as like a Cincinnati. I don't hate Cincinnati. I don't hate any team in like pro football. Like, I don't hate any team. I have nothing against Joe Burrow. I have nothing against Cincinnati, the Bengals. It's fun to rip on them. But, like, I don't think their fan base is as obnoxious as Bills fans. I don't. I think Bills fans are a fan base that, like, in the moment, let's get at it. Let's get after each other. But once the dust is settled, they've always been respectful. Like, every podcast I've ever done, when the game's over, Bills fans are always, for the most part, always respectful. They're always like, good game, guys, you got us. Or, you know what, we got you in the regular season, that was a good game. It's very rarely like gloating or like ripping or just obscenities. And so for that, I respect the hell out of Bills fans.
All right. I thought we were going to have a lot more disagreements. I actually think this is a pretty good list looking at it. And I don't think we pissed off too many fan bases.
I really
don't. Cowboys would probably be it.
Cowboys and Raiders, and and you know what? Even I think they would be like, you know what? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So there you go.
Wow.
If you could make one change to it, what would it be? Bengals to elite?
Oh, bleep you.
Well, didn't you want Bengals to be elite or no?
Don't you dare.
All right.
Don't you dare. All right, Stack in the Box returns. We return July 15th. We're going to take 2 weeks off. Well, nothing's going on, so why not take a couple weeks off?
I'm off the next 2 weeks, too.
You're off the next 2 weeks. I'm off actually the 8th as well, so it just makes sense, Ian.
It's time for some vacation. This is, Stanley Cup's done tonight. After the Stanley Cup, it's literally the dog days of summer. We'll be gone for 2 weeks, and then by the time it's mid-July, then we're like a couple weeks away from the preseason. So it's going to ramp up.
Baby. Then we have stuff.
Yeah, football fans, spend the next 2 weeks with your family. Get on the golf course a couple times. In my mind, in some ways, the 2024 football season starts when we're back on July 15th.
Some say.
Some are
saying that.
And in the meantime, over these next couple of weeks, what you should do is place a few bets using DraftKings Sportsbook and sign up for an account using code STB. And you can get some bonus bets. There you go. You can read about how much you can get in bonus bets. Some states you can get up to $300. Other states, if it's legal, you get $150. Enjoy that. Place a few bets on some golf, some MLB. We'll be back in 2 weeks. July 15th. No, 3 weeks, I guess. We'd be back. 2 weeks off. We're back the third week. All right. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Talk to you in 3 weeks. Bye-bye.